are some patient people, Nevada. Thank you. Thank you for waiting here. Thank you for hanging around. And thank you for sending Harry Reid to Washington, D.C. He's been an incredible leader for this country and for Nevada. Thank you to Jackie and my friend Catherine, who are incredible senators in Washington these days. You know, my mom immigrated to this country in 1950. She was 11 years old, and along with her parents, she had survived the Holocaust. To my mom and her parents, and to millions like them, America was more than just a place that gave them refuge from the devastation of war in Europe. America was a land of endless opportunity to them, where if you worked hard and played by the rules, you could provide for your family and be able to get ahead. Where the chances were good that your kids were going to grow up to have a better life than you did. America wasn't just a place to them. It was a symbol of hope. America held promise for a brighter future. But sadly today, for too many of our fellow citizens, America doesn't feel this way anymore. Millions of Americans sense they've been left behind. They're working hard and they're playing by the rules, just like my mom and her parents did, but they struggle to keep up, to keep their head above water. They go to bed each night worrying about their children's prospects for a better future. And the most frustrating part of it all, Nevada, the thing that makes this unique in our country's history, is that this is happening during a period of economic growth in the United States. Companies are making record profits and vast amounts of wealth are being created, but that wealth is only going to the people at the very top, while the vast majority of Americans haven't had a pay raise in 50 years. It seems the rules of the game have been fixed or rigged to benefit the wealthiest folks at the expense of the middle class. That is not the American dream, and these are not our American values. But in Nevada, we are still America. And as citizens, we have the power to reset the rules and return to our American values. That fair work is rewarded with a fair wage, that we can grow the economy for everyone, and that the rules aren't rigged against everyday working folks in favor of the wealthiest people. We have it in our power to renew the promise of America for our children and our children's children, and for the millions of refugees and immigrants who, like my mom, came to America for a better life and have built this country into the greatest nation on earth. So Nevada, here's my plan to renew America's promise. It's different from what you heard tonight. We need to build an economy that makes work pay again in this country and eradicates childhood poverty, starting with my plan to cut it by 40% in the first year. Change the capital gains tax so that the richest among us aren't paying lower taxes than the school teachers in this country. Finish Obamacare with a public option that covers everyone in 3 years and cuts costs, including the cost of prescription drugs, without a massive tax increase on the middle class. And let me tell you something else. As the first school superintendent to ever run for president of the United States, we need to fix our education system. But it's not about free college, it's about free preschool for every kid in America who needs it, and that's every kid in America. And what about the 70% of kids who graduate from high school and don't go to college? What are we going to do to make sure when they graduate from high school they can earn a living wage, not be forced to earn the minimum wage? We can do that together and transform the lives of millions of people. And we gotta pay our teachers like the professionals that they are dragging our system into the 21st century. We have to tackle climate change, but it's not enough to act urgently. We have to act urgently, but we need a solution that will last a generation if we're going to keep faith with our kids and our grandkids. And that's why we can't accept the broken politics in Washington, where I put my ideas in for 2 years, then the other side rips it out. Put it in for another 2 years, and the other side rips it out. Mitch McConnell can accept that. We can't accept that. And that's why we have to change our politics. We have to fix our broken politics by ending political gerrymandering in the United States of America. By banning members of Congress from ever becoming lobbyists. If I'm elected president, I will campaign in every state in the union to overturn Citizens United and get the money out of our politics and get the people back in it. These are not complicated, grandiose ideas that will never get done. These are not empty promises. These are common sense solutions that can unify the American people. To consolidate our base, but bring back 9 million people that voted twice for Barack Obama and once for Donald Trump. We have to nominate a candidate, Nevada, who understands that we need politics that improve the lives of everyday working Americans. The farmer in the field and the worker in the factory, they are the ones that make America great again, and they are the ones that make the Democratic Party strong. We need a nominee who knows where they stand on health care and isn't making up a plan just to accommodate their political ambitions or the demands of Twitter. We need a nominee who can bring back those 9 million people and understand that the Democratic Party is fighting for them and their children. We need a nominee, Nevada, who can beat Donald Trump. As someone who's had success in the private sector, who left the career to build a new one in the public sector, running a city, and then the Denver Public Schools, as a senator who's been in the middle of every important fight over the last decade to find bipartisan solutions, including the fight on immigration reform, because Harry Reid put me on the Gang of Eight in 2013 to write that bill that created a pathway to citizenship for 11 million people, the most progressive DREAM Act that had ever been written, that got stopped by the Hastert rule in the House of Representatives. We need to bring that back. As an elected official in the West who's the only person in this race to have won 2 national elections in a swing state, who knows as we do in the West that to win, you have to say the same thing in the primary that you say in the general election, and the same thing in rural areas that you say in urban areas. And as the son and grandson of immigrants to this country, relentlessly focused on opportunity for the next generation, I believe I am the person to lead our party and our country forward, and I ask that you join me in this fight. Tonight, together, we can defeat Donald Trump. Together, we can make sure we maintain those 2 Democratic seats in Nevada, those 2 Democratic seats in New Mexico, that we win 2 seats in Arizona, that we have 2 seats in Colorado, that we win the United States Senate, that we can put the judges on the court that will be consistent with the values that all of you have. And together we will renew America's promise and fulfill the aspirations that every single one of us has for our kids and for our grandkids and for America's place in the world. Thank you, Nevada, for being here tonight. Thank you for having me tonight. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you and good night.